Welcome to Ceartas Connect, Create Change, a podcast to keep you up to date with everything that's going on at Ceartas.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Linda McGavin. I'm the Advocacy Link Worker here at Ceartas Advocacy. And today I have Barbara and Sue, who are going to talk to us a little bit about one of the activities we run through Ceartas called Walk and Roll. Walk and Roll has been running since 2016. I'll let the ladies tell you a little bit more about it, but the background was Pass for All were really big and really pushing to have walks to get people healthier and fitter. We needed to risk assess it more in depth to allow it to be accessible to everyone. People in wheelchairs, people with mobility issues, people in scooters, anything and anybody can come along and participate in these walks. So first of all, I'd like to thank the ladies for coming on today. And I'm going to ask Sue if it's okay to tell us a little bit about herself and how she heard about our Walk and Roll. Thanks, Sue.
Hello. Well, it was through Barbara really that I got involved. She already started going, and then she suggested I would like to go because I'm in a wheelchair, and I was quite keen to go and get some exercise and some fresh air and meet other people in the same sort of situation as I am. So that's how I started going. And the first walk was dreadful with pouring rain, thick mud, but I still went back, and I'm glad I did.
Excellent, thanks very much, Sue. And Barbara, same question to you. Thank you.
Yes, well, when I was fit, I used to enjoy going out with a walking club. And then in my early 20s, I started using a wheelchair outside. And even though we could go somewhere with my husband, or I could go out mode on the mobility scooter, you miss the element of being part of a group. So I saw a small poster or flyer, I think, in the window of the volunteer centre locally, talking about, oh, there's going to be this group called Walk and Roll. And, oh, that would be all right for wheelchairs and scooters. Oh, that would be good, wouldn't it? I must find out about this. And so I was really quite keen. I thought, well, that's what I've really missed.
Excellent. Thanks, Sue and Barbara. Barbara, can you tell us how it makes you feel coming to the Walk and Roll? No, I think you've sort of spoken about the physical side, but exactly. just the whole being part of a group thing, how that makes you feel.
Yes, I'm sure sort of being out as the group and in the country as a little walk by the canal or something and talking to people, I'm sure it helps my mental health. I'm afraid it's not doing much for my physical because I'm actually sitting in my wheelchair. But it encourages you. If you're feeling better, you're more likely to do more otherwise. I feel sort of quite safe on the walks because I know they've risk assessed them, so we're not going to get to some problem like some steps or something. And there's a leader at the front and there's a leader at the back, so it makes you feel quite secure there. And it's good to be within the group. So yes, and oh yes, at times we can be asked which walk we'd like to go on, and that's nice to be part and involved in the decisions.
Thank you very much, Barbara. And Sue, same question to you. Can you tell me how it makes you feel when you come out in the Walk and Roll?
Yes, well, when you said it was a happy walk, that's very true. And also, it's nice to be in a group and to be socialising and to be chatting away. But it's good too to get out into the fresh air, and the walks by the canal I particularly like because there's all the wildlife there. And yes, I just enjoy being out with the group, and I have a manual wheelchair, so I do try to push a bit, which you feel when you come back you've had a bit of exercise as well, which is quite important.
Excellent, thank you. And both of you haven't spoke about it. The other important bit that we normally do when we come back from Walk and Roll, which we think is really good for people as well. So Sue, what do we do once we've finished our walk?
Biscuits. There's always plenty of supply of biscuits and a cup of tea and coffee as well, and a good chat.
So previously we didn't actually have the sort of social element to the walk, and it was something that we felt was really important, was to bring everyone in, discuss where we'd been, give you access to advocacy, which is really important because obviously Ceartas provide independent advocacy across Eastern Berkshire, so advocacy workers were available when you come back in, but it's also a bit of a social element as well, and as we said, we do always supply very good biscuits, don't we, Barbara?
Oh yeah, different ones often.
which is really important. So if I could ask you, ladies, is there anything you think you could do that would maybe encourage other people to come along to the walk? What would you kind of say about it to try and encourage others? And I'll ask Barbara first, if that's okay.
Well, I know we can advertise because I saw it by an advert, but I think often it's the personal invite. I found if I've met up with people and told them about it, and I think it's the same with a lot of groups, if they've sort of met somebody who's in it who can tell them about it, that can help a lot.
Big difference. Excellent. And Sue, is there anything you can think we could do to maybe encourage people to come along to the walk and roll?
Well, it is quite difficult to get people involved because I suppose, I mean, I've got my husband and I've got a car, so I can get out and about. But if you didn't have that, you know, how do you find out about these things? It's difficult to know how you can meet up with people, because I know very few people who are other people who are in wheelchairs and things. But yes, just spread the word as much as possible.
Excellent, thank you, ladies. So that was a quick update from our lovely Barbara and Sue about our walk and roll. It happens, or it did happen pre-COVID, once a month on the last Thursday of the month at 1:30 and left from our Ceartas offices. Normally we go for about 50 minutes to an hour. Then, as we said, we come back, we have a tea or coffee, a chat, and we make sure that everybody's fine before we send them on their merry way. So we're actually recording this today, and hopefully it will be on social media to try and encourage others to come along to our walk and roll. Or if there's anything relating to Ceartas or any of our group work that you'd like to find out a little bit more about, all the information will be on the last screen. So Barbara and Sue, is there anything else you'd like to say before we finish this brief conversation about our walk and roll? And I'll pass that to Sue.
No, just come along, please. It's good fun. That's the main thing.
Excellent. Thanks, Sue. And Barbara.
If you're listening to this and fancy coming along, do get in contact with Ceartas, and we'd love to welcome you at the next walk.
Oh, that's lovely. Ladies, thank you so much for your time today, and we do hope that we'll be walking and rolling pretty soon once we get rid of these restrictions, fingers crossed. So thanks very much for your time today, ladies. Do appreciate it.
Thank you for tuning in to Ceartas Connect, Create, Change. For more information on events and activities, follow us on social media at Ceartas Advocacy.